Hi everyone, very good morning and good evening. We'll start the session, guys. Just give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. Okay, so good. So let's come to this session. Today, what we are going to do is okay, before that, what we have done in the previous session. I'm sorry for yesterday, guys. Let me come to this. In the previous session, what we have done, we loaded the data by using user stage, right? When we are using the user stage, so user stage by default it will be created. User stage will be at the rate till symbol. You no need to create user stage, by default it will be created. User stage will have user level restriction, that we saw that. When you wanted to load the data to the table, first we need to keep the file in the stage area. For that, what we have done, we used a put command. By using a put command, so put command will not work here in our user interface. For that, what we have done, we connected to CLI. In the CLI, we executed the put command. Then it has been loaded this file to this particular stage area. After that, we have used copy command. This is what we have done in the previous session, right? The same way today, what we are going to do is we will see about table stage area. User stage, we have user level restriction, right? When it is coming to the table stage will have table level restriction, and table stage represented with at the rate percentage table name. Here, like user stage, we no need to create, right? The same way, whenever the user is created, user stage will be available. The same way, when you have a table, when the table is created in your database, by default, the table stage also it will be created. Now these are the two tables which you have created previously. Now for these tables, by default stage will be already available. When the table is created, table stage also is going to be created. Now let's observe this one. List at the rate percentage EMP. This is how the table stage is going to represent at the rate percentage the table name. This stage belongs to this particular table. Every table will have a table stage. User stage is every user will have one user stage, that's it. Now observe this, every table will have table stage. Now this is related to employee table, this related to employee stage, employee table stage. Now we can see the stage. Now the same way, observe list at the rate percentage, this is related to EMP user table. This EMP user table already will have EMP underscore user. This is the table name, right? EMP underscore user. It's not case sensitive, guys. You can use this. Now observe this one. See this. Now stage is available. Every table will have a stage area, table stage area by default. When the table is created, along with the table structure, table stage also it will be created. Okay, you no need to create. But when you will use table stage, the user stage, user level restriction, if you using confidential files, we can use it. The same way, table stage also, let's say some of the files, we need to load it to only the specific table only. For example, let's assume region level tables is there. Region level file, once you receive it, that region level file only you wanted to load it to specific table only. You should not load it to other tables. Other region tables you should not load. In that case, what you will do is you are going to keep those files in the specific table stage only. It is a table level restriction. Now, in this particular session, what we are going to do is we will see how to work with a table stage. Here, if you observe, we have different files. We will see how to load by using a table stage. At the same time, how to load multiple files, how to pick these things by using a table stage area, how to load specific columns, all these things we will see it here. Now, when it is coming to If you wanted to load the data to the table, what we need first? We should have a table structure, right? Those files, when you wanted to load it here, we should have table should be available. Here, I'm going to create a new table, emp underscore, we will give table stage, right? TBL STG, so that we can understand that this particular table created for this particular to when we are working with the table stage. Now we are creating a table. Now the table is created. See this table is created. When the table is created, this table will have by default table stage area. It will be created also. Now see this list at the rate percentage. This is the table name, right? Sorry. Now observe this one. See this stage also it is created. Now when you want to load the data into this table, we need to keep these files. We need to put these particular files into this particular stage area, right? Then what you have to do? We have to use a put command. When you are, let me modify this put command according to our files. And one more thing. So here, when you are copying and pasting the files stages, right? See this, when you are pasting, so see this, pick the copy as a path. When you are keeping the files, when you are practicing, don't keep that in a downloaded folder. Don't keep it in desktop. It will not work. Sometimes path will not be recognized. And at the same time, path, whatever you are going to give, that should not have any spaces in between. If the path is having a spaces, it will not recognize. It means, let me show you. So this is the, and which stage we wanted to load this particular file. We wanted to load it into this particular stage area. Now if you observe, see this is the folder name, right? Snowflake underscore training is the folder name. If I have a folder name like this one, Snowflake space training, if you give that particular path in the folder, when you created folder will be created like this. But if you give in the path, then this particular thing will not recognize. That's why you should not have any spaces in the folder name. Remember that one. If you have a spaces, then path will not be recognized. So this is the issue. Now observe this one. We have given path. From this particular path, we need to pick the file and then we have to load it to table stage area. This table stage belongs to which table? This particular table. Now can we able to execute the put command here? Observe this. Not possible, right? It will throw error because it is not supported in the user interface. Then what we need to do? If you want to execute this, we need to connect it to CLI, command line interface. Now let's connect it to SnowSQL. Here SnowSQL space -a space account details. What is the account details here? We copied here. This is the account details, right? Now give this, come here, right click. Now just hit enter. When you are connecting, don't give semicolon. Just give the account and then just hit enter. It will ask you the username. Now let me give the username. I have given the username. Then it is asking the password. Now I have given the password. Now I am typing the password. I have typed the password properly. Now it is asking database, right? There is no database, no schema. Then I have to use database. Which database? Class database. Now it is connected. Now what we are going to do here, we are going to give this put command. Now copy this one, come here, right click, enter. Now it is going to load the data into this particular stage. Now if you wanted to see that list, sorry, it has to at the rate stage. Let me copy only this thing. Okay. Now see this, the file has been loaded. Okay. Now the file is available here in our stage area. This is a table stage area. Now what we can do? We can load the file directly to the table from this particular file. So sorry, from this particular stage, whatever the file it is having, this file we can able to load it into the table by using table stage area. For that, what we are going to do, we are going to execute a copy command here. Now let's observe this one here. So what we are going to execute, copy into table. What is the table name? This is the table name. This is the table name, copy into table. What is the stage name? At the rate percentage stage name. This is the stage name. Now here, if you observe, say this, it is optional, guys. So we don't require. So for example, when you are going to give this is field optionally enclosed by double quotes. For example, within a column, if you have additional special characters, if you want to consider that particular column as a complete, the one particular, the value. For example, let's say address field have commas, multiple commas will be there in address field, but that complete field it has to consider as a single column. Then we have to give field optionally enclosed by, then it will consider as a single column, otherwise it is not required. Okay, any special characters if you wanted to consider in between the column, if you have special characters, then we want to consider as a single column, then only we will give that, otherwise we can not. Now see this one, we are giving file format CSV, skip header 1. Now let's execute this. When you execute this, what will happen? The data has been loaded. One time it has been loaded. If I try to execute one more time, what will happen? It won't allow you to load because the file is already loaded. That is the behavior of the Snowflake. Now if you see the data here, this particular table, observe this, we have used, see this, the data has been loaded. What we have done here, we created a table, we loaded the file to the table stage area, then we have executed a copy command. Now what is the purpose of table stage here? Table stage have table level restriction, right? It means, okay, this particular file is available in this particular stage area. See this one? If you see list at the rate stage name, the file is available. Still the file is available. Now the same file from the same stage, I wanted to load it to another table. It means, let me create a new table here. For example, I will pick the same columns, same structure. I will create new table called stage underscore test. This is a new table which you are creating. Now we have a new table now. See this? We have a new table. Now already same structure, right? The file already available in this stage. Now what we are going to do is, see this? We are going to just modify the copy command underscore test. See this one? This is the first command which you have executed. Just a minute. This is the first one. Let me copy this. Okay, just I wanted to compare. Now observe this one. What is the difference here? This is the command which you are going to execute now. Observe what is the difference. Table name is different. That's it. Stage is same. This stage is same. See this. In the both the copy commands, stage is same. This stage it contains the file with the same structure. Same structure we created another table. From this particular stage area, we are trying to load the same file into another table. Now, if I try to execute this, observe what it is going to happen. The error. Observe the error. What it is telling? Access to stage area of a table. This is a table stage area you are trying to access. but with the schema of another table is not allowed. See this one, you are trying to access the stage which belongs to this particular table, you are trying to load that into another table, so it is not allowed. This is nothing but table level restriction. Got it right? Now if I want to load the data to this table only, then what I have to do, we can keep the file into this particular table stage area. When the table is created, this particular table also will have a table stage, right? So we can use that. Now see this, if you see list at the rate percentage, this is the name, right? Table name. Now observe this here, you can see the stage, this test table stage area. Now what you need to do, if I wanted to load, we need to keep that in this particular stage, then only we can able to do that. Now here if you observe, we have multiple files in this particular location, we have multiple files. I wanted to process all the files, we will see that how we can able to do that. Now all the files we wanted to keep it in a stage area, then what you will do is we are going to modify the put command, observe this one, and we will use this stage area. We are going to keep the file into this particular stage area. When you are keeping the file, we wanted to pick all the files, then I will give star. See this one, which is starting with employee. After that, whatever it is there, it has to pick everything. That's why we have given employee dot star, employee star. Then it is going to pick all the three files. Now if I execute this copy command, observe this one, if I execute this copy command, it is going to load all the three files in this particular table stage. See this one, all the three files has been uploaded. Now if I see list at the rate stage name, I can see these three files here. See this one, employee 1, employee 2, employee 3. These three files has been loaded here. Now if I execute one more time the same put command, what will happen? All the three files is available. It will not allow you to load because all the duplicate files, it will not allow you to load into the stage area. See this one, everything has been skipped, it is not allowing. Clear? Now how many files we have in the stage area? We have three files. When I am executing copy command, if I execute the same copy command again, for example, I will modify this copy command underscore test. This is the stage belongs to this particular table. If I execute it, what will happen is all the three files is going to execute. If the structure is same, without failing, it is going to load all the three files into this particular table. It is going to load it into this particular table. All the three files will be loaded. But let's assume I don't wanted to load all the three files here. I wanted to load specific file. I wanted to load only the specific files from the list of files. Then what we can do is we can use pattern command within a copy command. That option is available. We can use pattern command. It means when you are using the pattern, it is going to pick the specific file format. It means, for example, if you observe here, see this one, the syntax will be pattern command like this. Pattern command. See, when you are practicing, right? So whatever the things we are going to discuss here, those things you can practice. Some additional things also it will be available in the documentation. So you can like practice it if you can able to understand. If you don't understand this, for example, here on error equal to skip file is there, that we are going to see that in a coming session. I will show you so how it is going to work here. But this, see this is the pattern command which it is available here. Now when it is coming to the pattern command, which particular file we wanted to use, this is the syntax. Within the single quotes we have to give dot star. What is the file extension here? See this one, what is the file extension? employee1.csv.gz, because this already has been zipped into this particular stage area. See this one, how the file is available in the stage by you in this is the file format, right? csv.gz, the same thing we have given here. See this one, csv.gz. So if I run this, what it is going to do? It will pick only this particular file. Only this particular file it is going to pick. Now, for example, if I execute this one, see this, it picked only this particular file. So with this particular name, which file is having with the name, it picked only this particular file. If I want to pick first file and then second file, so with the extension like 1-2, if I give, then it is going to pick 1 and 2 files. If I wanted to pick like only like a third file, then you can give only the third file. So it depends on you like your requirement. So you are going to pick the different files. Which are the files you wanted to load? We can specify those files here in the pattern command. Now, which file it is loaded? File 1 is loaded to the table. If I try to comment this copy command, if I run again one more time, what will happen now? File 1, employee file 1 is loaded. What is pending? File 2, file 3 is pending. Those files will be processed. Now observe this. If you want any specific files, you can give pattern command. Otherwise, just execute it. See this one. When I execute, what will happen now here? File 3, file 2 processed, because file 1 is already processed. It has been skipped. File 3 and file 2 has been processed. Now again, if I try to execute the same copy command, what will happen again? All the files has been processed. You cannot able to load any other files because all the files has been processed. See, you can see this copy executed with 0 files processed. Copy command is successful, but it didn't process any files. The reason is these files already has been loaded, right? This is the restriction of a table stage. Like table stage, I mean the same file, one table stage file, you cannot able to load it into another table. That is not possible. Now let's observe this one more scenario here. Let's say if you have mismatch in columns, then what we have to do? Let's observe this one. Let me come to this scenario. For what we will do is we will create a new table with the specific columns. Let me create a new table with specific columns. Observe this one. We are creating a new table. What we will give is table name is emp underscore specific columns. Now observe this. We are creating only 3 columns in a table structure. How many columns we have? ID, name, salary. Only 3 columns. Now this particular table, specific columns, only 3 columns we have. Now this particular table, when you created this table, also will have a table stage, right? Now I wanted to load any one file into this particular stage area. Then what we'll do is we'll change this name and we will pick any one file here. We'll pick any one file and I will pick any one file. Let's say, let's pick third file. Now we are going to keep the file into this particular stage area to load the data into this particular table. So let's come here. Sorry, I think it's not copied properly. Copy. Now the file 3 is available. Now file 3 is available in the stage area. If you see list at the rate percentage, this is the stage area, right? You can see the file 3 is available here. Now this particular file 3, how many columns it contains? If you go here, see this particular file 3, how many columns we have? Totally we have 5 columns here. How many? We have 5 columns here. When you have 5 columns, what about the table? Table is having, file is having 5 columns, but the table is having only the 3 columns. Now, if I try to execute a copy command, what will happen? It's a mismatch, right? Mismatch of the table and mismatch of the file. Observe this one. What is the error we are going to get it, and then how to resolve it? We will see that. See this, this is the table, and then this is the stage area, right? Now this is the file format. Okay. Now we are going to load the data to this particular table from this particular stage name. This table, it contains 3 columns. This stage file, it contains 5 columns. Now when you execute this copy command, observe this. What you observed? Number of columns in a file. How many columns in a file? 5. See this? Not matching with corresponding table 3. What it is telling? It is unable to match, right? It means both are not matching. So what we have to do? In this case, see this, we can use error on column count mismatch. Count mismatch false. So we can use this to ignore this error. That is the one way. Another way is I wanted to pick only the specific columns. I wanted to load this. But this is the error. To ignore this error, to avoid this error, what we can do is we can specify what all the columns you need to pick from the stage file by using metadata information. Let's observe what you are going to do is this is giving error, right? What you have to do is to modify this. We are going to pick select $1 comma sorry $1 comma $2 comma $3 from stage. We are going to use like this. See this one, copy into table from, we are going to use like this, select $1 $2 3 from the stage. Then what will happen here? $1 means nothing but column 1 in a file. $2 is column 2 in a file. $3 is column 3 in a file. Here, when you are specifying like this, right, you need to know what is the file sequence columns, what is the table sequence of the columns. Then only we can able to do this. That is the issue with this command. When you are using this, you have to know what is the file structure, what is the table structure, what is the sequence. Then only we can specify. For example, if I specify 4 here, fourth column is going to try to load it to this particular column. From the file, fourth one it will pick, it will try to load it into third column. If I specify 5 here, the fifth column it is going to pick from the file, it will try to load it to employee ID. It will again throw error. So we have to know sequence of the file columns, and then sequence of the table. It has to match, the data type has to match, then we can able to execute like this. But this is a tricky thing, right? So we can able to, if you know that, we can able to do that. See this one. Now what happened? It has been loaded without any errors. Now if you see the data, select star from this particular table, observe this. What you can see, you can able to see the data here, right? Only 3 columns loaded without any error because of this particular syntax. Because of we have picked this metadata from $1 $2 3 from the table stage area we have picked. This is one way of loading. Okay, suppose I am not sure about what is the sequence of the columns in a file. I don't wanted to use this command. Then we have a option of, see this one, we can use this option with the help of this, copy into the table from stage name. We can use file format. Within the file format, see this error on column count mismatch false. When you execute this, it showed the same thing, same command here. So how to rectify this? Sorry, because it has been already loaded, that's why it is not showing any error here. So because it's loaded one time, right? That's the reason it is not showing. Let me create a new table here, and then we will try to load with the different way. What I will do is I will create a new table again. This is a new table, and we need to keep the file into the stage area. Underscore one is the new stage area for this particular table. We'll execute the put command again. The file will be available in the stage now. Now see this. I will modify this one underscore one. Observe this one. What will happen now? It is going to throw error. See this? It is giving error at the same time. What it is telling? Error on count mismatch false. To ignore this error. See this. Use file format option. Error on count mismatch. So if you read properly, we can able to understand what exactly it is we can able to do it. And at the same time, observe the other things. What are the other option? Going forward, we are going to see this on error continue, on error skip file option. We can able to use when we are giving the copy command. These are the other alternate ways. But here in this particular situation, we are not using that. It is not required now. We are going to use only this one. See this? Now I'm using this option. Now I'm using this option. We are using file format, skip header one, and then error on count mismatch false. It means by default, error on count mismatch will be like true. It means you will get the error if the count is mismatching. Now when I execute this, what will happen is it is going to load the data without any error. See this one? Now it has loaded, right? So this is the new option which Snowflake has introduced recently. Previously, we don't have this option. N- Previously, we used to do like this. But the issue with this is we need to know the sequence. Then only we can able to do that. But recently, it has been introduced error on count mismatch. So we can use it false. So if you are not sure about, see this, what will happen is here the problem is if I have 50 columns in a file, I need to specify each and every column. It is a the difficult thing, right? To avoid that, what we can do is we can use error on count mismatch equal to false. When you use this, automatically it is going to ignore the error columns, and then it will based on the matching, it is going to load the data to the table. Now if you see, start from, this is the table, right? Observe this one here. See this, what you can able to see? You can able to see the data here, right? Name, and then salary, and then ID. So it has been loaded, and we can see this data. Now, so in this table stage, what we have done, table stage, you no need to create. Once the table is created, table stage also it will be created. What is the restriction of the table stage? One stage file, you cannot able to load it to other table. Every table stage is individual for that particular table. The table stage is associated with the respective table only. You cannot use the table stage files to the other table. That is the restriction. Okay. Now at the same time, what we saw that if you wanted to load all the files, so we can keep all the files and then we can able to execute it. If you want to specific file, if you wanted to load it, then we have to use a pattern option. If you wanted to skip some of the columns, if you want to pick only the specific columns, then we can use this option $1, $2, $3, like that. If you don't wanted to use this manually, you wanted to ignore the columns mismatch, then what you have to do, on error column count mismatch equal to false, we have to give this in a copy command. So these are the different options what you are going to do. Now this is we discussed about the table stage. Same way, this user stage, table stage have a restrictions, right? But when you come to the named stage, named stage will not have restrictions, no restrictions. And other advantage of named stage is we can use this as internal as well as external. It means now the whatever the files we are processing from my local system we are processing, that is internal. External means if your file is available in a cloud, let's say AWS or let's say Azure, then we can able to load it. That is external stage. One is internal stage, another one is a external stage. Both the things named stage is going to support. And along with that, named stage is a not a default one. You need to create. We have to create a named stage. Then only the stage will be created. Without creating, named stage is not available. And we can use all the file format options in named stage. It means there is some file format options. We cannot use it for user stage and table stages, but we can use all the file format for the named stage. At the same time, you cannot see the file formats for the user stage and table stages, not possible. But you can able to see the file formats for the name stage. Let me create a name stage here. Just we will see how we can able to create it. Later in the next session, we are going to work with how to work with a name stage. We will see that. Now, if I want to create create stage, we have to give the stage name here. When you can, it's up to us. We can give any name. I'm giving named underscore stage so that we can recognize this is a named stage. See this, previously we have stages, user stage, table stages. Can you able to see those stages here? No, right? Now I am creating a stage. This is a named stage. I'm creating. Once the stage is created, refresh. See this one, what you observed? Stage is created. See this one? Stage is created. What it is showing? By default, when you create a stage, that stage will be internal stage. If you want to create it for external stage, that is a different option. We will see that in the coming session. We need to give the URL and we need to give the other parameters, enable as a true, and then other parameters we have to give. Now, here stage which we created, that is named stage, that is internal named stage. Named stage is going to represented with at the rate stage name. We have to give at the rate stage name if you wanted to see the name stage. Observe this one, list at the rate stage name. See this, list at the rate stage name we have given. Okay, just 1 second guys, it's very important call. 1 second. Now observe this one, stage is created, named stage is created. There is no restrictions here. Named stage, you can use this for any table. You can use this stage files for any user. Any user can able to use it. Any table can able to use it. 1 second. Sorry guys. Now once we created this stage, if you wanted to see the properties, see this, describe stage and then stage name. I'm describing stage and then stage name. I can able to see file properties. If I use same thing for describe stage for the user stage, for the stable stage, it will not work. This command will not work for user stage and table stage. This will only work for named stage only. See this? All these are the different file properties we can able to use. Some of the properties we know that. See this one, field delimiter we have used, skip header we have used, right? So these are the series on error count mismatch, right? So we have given by default it is a true, but what we have given on error count mismatch we have given false. It means so don't give any error when the columns is mismatching, right? We mentioned true to false in the copy command, right? So like this, so we can use a different options. So we can able to see on error command, we can see purge, and then error, truncate columns, force. These are the different options we will use. So most of the like things, whatever the things we are going to use very frequently, we will discuss going forward. But here, these are the file properties, right? So we can see the property name, and then what is the default value. So here what is the value actually it is available. So now, right, you can able to see this. Now based on this, for example, if I try to see the same thing for describe stage, and then at the rate tilt, this is a one of the stage, right? See this, if I try to give this, it will not work. The same thing for the user stage also. This properties will not be available for the user stage and table stage. But when we are using in a copy command, we can use some of the file properties. And at the same time, those stages you cannot able to see here. See this. The stage which you create, named stage, that stage only you can able to see here. So this is a separate object. So but when it is coming to the table stage, user stage, so those are not separate object. The table associated with the table stage. The table stage, sorry, table stage is associated with respective table. User stage is associated with respective user. When the table is dropped, table stage also it is going to drop. This is your interview question, guys. Table is dropped, that respective table stage also it is going to be dropped. If the user is dropped, the respective user stage also it is going to drop, right? So that is the relation, right? So if you drop named stage, so I don't want this named stage, yeah, stage will be dropped. This is alone, independent. Any table you can use this stage area, any user can able to use this stage area. That is the main difference. But most of the time when you are working in a project, we are going to use named stage only. Only the specific situations related to like specifically any restricted files, any restricted the tables we wanted to handle with, then only we are going to think about user stage or table stages. But most of the time we are going to work with named stage. So in the coming session we are going to see how to work with a named stage. So now let's come to the questions here. I can see some of the questions here. I will go one by one. Can you please explain the stage part one more time? Abdul, yeah, generally, right, the stages, we can say that it's a temporary area where we are going to keep our files for the processing. When it is coming to the external stage, so you can able to understand clearly. So we will keep the files in the external stage, nothing but a cloud location path. From there, whatever is required, only those files only we will process it. We no need to like process everything, whatever the files is coming. Without keeping the files in the stage area, you cannot able to load the data to the table. Remember this. Okay. So how to load files to the table stage automatically once a day. Okay. See, if you wanted to load it, so any specific kind of automation, there is a concept of Snowpipe. Okay. So with the help of Snowpipe, so we can able to process it. That's a kind of automation kind of thing. But if you wanted to load it on like a daily basis, we have a other option. We have a task implementation. We can able to do that. That is a kind of scheduling. With the help of scheduling, we can do that. So going forward, we will see that. So how we can able to process, how to do that scheduling. We have a internal Snowflake scheduling is available. Snowflake is capable of scheduling the things. I will show you that. And uh, with the same schema also, can we load data to other? No, not possible, Satish. We cannot able to do that. So with the same schema also, we cannot able to load the same file. So I mean, same stage we cannot able to utilize for other table. Even in the same schema or other schema also not possible. Yes, every user can able to use it, but restriction is only for the table level, Naga here. But every user can able to use this table stage. Correct. Files with different names, but the structure without pattern. Can we load them? Files with different names. Okay, but the same structure. Okay, without pattern, can we load them to the same table? Yes, that is possible. We can able to load it. If it is a from same table. No, sorry. See, when it is coming to the file is with a different structure, but the table is not matching with that particular structure, it will throw error, because we saw that, right? So the table is having 3 columns, but the file is having 4 columns. You cannot able to load it. The file structure, table structure, it has to be a same. Then only this copy command is going to work. If it is not same, then it will throw error. You cannot able to load it. That is a basic criteria, Kalyani here. What about the pipeline scheduling or automation? Yes, we can able to do that, Ram. So with the help, there is a Snowflake has given like internal option of Snowpipe continuous ingestion process. That is a one thing for the automation of the data loading automatically. See, so just for the practice, we are doing everything here manually. But in when you are working in a project, we won't do like this. It will be a kind of automation process. So we have a option for the scheduling also. We have a option with the help of task. We can able to do that. With the orchestration capabilities for Snowflake is that is nothing but a task. With the help of maybe some guys maybe heard about cron job implementation. With the help of cron job, we can schedule it for specific time, specific day, specific month, specific intervals. We can able to do this orchestration. That is possible. Can we add more columns data in a from section copy command? Like no, not possible, Ankit. It will not support. Yeah, what we have described, right? Describe stage. So these are the different options which we can able to perform it. Simple thing. Want example also. I told you, right? You can. The best thing is you can go to the documentation. Like let me go to this documentation. See this copy command. Just a type copy command. You will see all the different options what you can able to perform with examples. See this one, right? Standard data load. And then when it is coming to the stages, this is related to the external stage. Like that, see this is related to file format related to CSV, and then the file format related to JSON. Going forward, we are going to see this is a semi-structured file format. Which file format, based on that, what all the commands it will support, you can able to see these options. See this one, these are the different options we can use based on our requirement.
So the options are common across all the three stages, right? I mean, it's
Yes,
not like specific to user stage or table stage.
it is common. Yeah. We also load SharePoints list. No, there is not possible, Naga. That is not possible any kind of SharePoint, because when it is coming to the Snowflake external stages, it will support only the 3 cloud platform locations like AWS, Azure, or GCP. Any one of these location, if you have, then you can able to do that. So I think say when it is coming to the SharePoint, it is related to Office 365. If I am not wrong, it will not support in that case.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Any other questions here? Can see. Yeah. So based on the column structure, it is going to understand. So based on the column, whatever the columns is there in a file, whatever the columns is there in a table, based on that, it is going to check the columns and then it is going to load it.
I think the names should be the same,
Name should
right,
be the
sir?
same. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Otherwise, it won't understand, right?
yeah, yeah.
Just okay. Any other questions?
Is there any limitation on the
Mm.
number of files to be loaded in the name stage area?
No, there is
Like,
no limitation. It's completely elastic,
okay,
how the cloud platform will be there, right? It's a storage. It's completely elastic, right? The same way here also, it's completely elastic. But only one thing is when it is when we loaded these files into the stage area, what will happen is these files will be available only 14 days. After the 14 days, it will be removed. It will be purged.
so
There is
can
no
we store it for a longer period?
no, not
More than
possible.
40.
Not
Okay.
possible. So because what will happen is in the back end, it is going to occupy the storage. That's the reason we won't keep it. How to remove that, how to handle it, we will discuss that also. I will show you.
In source table data is updated, how to reload that?
Okay, so in that case, right, so we need to we have to get the file with a different extension, different name extension. Then only we can able to. Generally, what will happen is when we are receiving the files in the project, we are going to get the files with the help of the date timestamp extension. So you can able to load it. If it is a same file name, then definitely Snowflake will not recognize, and then it will not allow you to load. It has to be with a different file extension. Okay, maybe if you are asking about this is related to the interview question, there is a option of force equal to true. Forcefully, yes. For example, you have loaded a data, you by mistake you have truncated the data or you have removed the data from the table, deleted the data from the table. Now, if you wanted to load it again, it will not allow. In that case, you have to use force equal to true option. By default, it will not allow, but if you wanted to forcefully load, yes, we can use force equal to true. I will show you with the example, then we can understand very clearly.
Yes. Sir, suppose if we have data,
Mhm.
so can we create table automatically based on data?
Yes, that is also possible. It means you mean to say the file is available in the stage area. Based on the stage, I wanted to create a table structure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that yes, we can able to do that. That example also we are going to cover. I will show you. This is the recent implementation. It has been given in Snowflake, so that we will call it as a dynamic the table creation. So based on the
Okay.
structure, we will see that. I will show you.
Okay.
How frequently we use stages in the projects?
Stages. It's whenever we are loading the data into the table, definitely we
Mm.
are going to use a stage. That is named stage most of the time.
Mostly from files to the Snowflake
Yes,
tables.
exactly.
Okay.
But it will be used only when we are using the CLI, right? I mean, it's not needed when we are doing it from the UI option.
Yes, when it is coming to the see named stage, right? So you no need to every time you no need to upload it manually. So when you create external stage, there is an option of creating like external stage. When you create external stage, whatever the file is available, by default it will be loaded. So that can be done by using your user interface itself when it is coming to the external stage. But internal stages, if you wanted to load it manually, then we are going to use a put command. But coming to the external stage, that directly we can able to use it by using a stage creation. There we are not going to use put command. It will work. Any other questions? Okay, guys. Weekend we don't have class, guys. Next class will be on Monday morning. And please
Sir,
come back to this.
I have one question. Which
Yeah,
certification
perfect.
is required during entry level?
Snow Pro core certification.
No pro.
That is a
Okay.
basic level. Yeah, Snow Pro core. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah, can we get a dumps for that or any study material?
Yes, Ram. So whatever the questions we are going to get, most of the things we will discuss here in the session itself. At the same time, I will provide the dumps also. So those dumps, so you need to practice at least like 3 to 4 times.
Yeah,
So then we can plan for a certification. Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, we are trying to load the list data into Snowflake. So that's why I was asking, like, is there any direct method we can read the data directly from the list and put it into Snowflake table? So as I understand, there is no that way. We have to ask the SharePoint team to create a CSV and give it to us.
Yep.
That's the easiest way, right?
Yeah.
Right, sir?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Named stage files will be deleted after 14 days. Do you have any way to archive? No, not possible, Kalyani. So once it is purged from the stage, then we cannot able to get it back. Okay, guys. Thank you. Happy weekend. See you on Monday, guys. Thank you all. Please practice this. And if you have any questions, please note it down. We will discuss those things. Yeah. Thank you all. Thanks.